On the show today, we're going to be talking about
reflections.
How 2014 has been, what went down, what we expected, and then the way sometimes it didn't turn the way we wanted.
Be better here, better there. I could have done things better, or all those things.
Yeah, and then despite that, going into 2015, what we should do, what we can do about it. And remember, 2014 is not yet over. Talking about 2014 in reflection. We're talking about how it went down, the good, the really great, the good, the great, the not so great, and then the downright terrible. And of course,
where did this acting skill come from? I don't understand. For a second, you lost me. I'm like, okay,
okay, you don't know me, that I'm an actor.
She's when it comes to the creative industries, she's number one.
Oh, you don't know?
Okay.
Okay, now you know that I'm actually an actor, but the forte I've been called to write, so the acting just...
But acting is calling you.
No, it's on the back burner.
I would think of joining you.
You would think of joining me? Okay, that's very good.
The hip-hop that you told us you're going to do that thing.
Don't do
it. Not do it. Now you're going to... Just stick to your law. Okay, so how do we begin this?
Well, we can start with girlfriends.
Okay.
Well, girlfriends, we started season 2. And we started it, we changed a lot of things, we introduced new things, and this is part of what we introduced. We're actually controlling, we're on air.
And we're not breaking.
It's so funny watching both of you at the other side. I feel like, but you're doing very well.
Yeah.
You never know what you can do until you do it.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I agree with that, because this year, for season 2, we started by we introduced the concept of intros, we introduced the program, and then we'll have an outro. When the program is over, we'll talk about what happened and all that. And for me, it wasn't comfortable, it wasn't my comfort zone, because as far as I'm concerned, it was like being on a reality show. But I've gotten used to it.
Girlfriends and beyond, it's been a very good training session for me. More importantly, because things that I never thought I'd do, I've learned to do it. And that thinking on the spot where you've not thought about it, but the words immediately come
and it must make sense.
Exactly. It's been such a blessing, anyways. But beyond girlfriends, 2014 has been a year of many things. If you look at the public space, you have I think maybe because of social media and the growth that the world just looks like a small place.
Yeah.
I'm in Lagos today. Tomorrow I'm discussing something that's happening in Spain, and it feels like I'm in Spain.
Yeah.
So there's something different. I think there's been a lot of growth.
There's been a lot of growth.
I was discussing with my father this week, actually when we decided we were going to talk about this, and then I was just reflecting on 2014, and we spoke about the Malaysian plane that disappeared, the one that nobody even knows up till today where it went to. Spoke about the one that was shut down, Ebola, the girls that are gone missing and we still haven't found them, and many other things that happened this year, bomb blast here and there, hurricane, and I was just thinking,
protests.
And protests
exactly. Have become like the order of the day. Even normal countries where you have they've been peaceful for eons.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're hearing protests.
Yeah.
And
I felt like on every continent something was going on.
Yeah.
It just feels like my life went like it was a roller coaster ride. There was nothing that was predictable. When I entered 2014, I thought that I already had it mapped out. And by the time I got into like the end of the first quarter of the year, everything that I thought was going to be just then happened.
Can you really map out a year?
You can.
Can you really map out life?
You can't map out a year, but you can actually like plan.
You can try.
You can try.
to
You can plan. Life just happens, and you just have to accept it eventually.
I think that's even that's the first thing. You know, you start out the year. I started out the year 2014. I had dreams. I had plans.
Everybody.
I know. I'm speaking from a personal point of view. I had everything that I set out to do, and then you start. You're running. You're really gearing for, and then something throws you off balance. Many times, some people just stop there. You know, there's certain aspects of my life where I realized that I just stopped there. I mean, I've been really thinking back. I'm like, why did you just stop? I mean, if you just gave a little thought or a little more work or a little more effort or a little more time to this thing, you just might have been able to pull it off. You know, you just think, okay, leave it. You know, but life, you may not have control over life, but you can make choices.
Yes.
And I think we need to begin to think beyond. One thing I realized reflecting during my own reflections was to think about life not in the year or in the long term alone, but to think about it in the minutes, the seconds, the units that it comes, the units that it happens to you. So right now, this moment, I'm sitting here, you know, so to determine what I want to do with that one moment. Do you understand?
So you started off the year, you wanted to do a big project and it didn't work out fine for you. I've always realized personally that just because it didn't work out for you doesn't mean that you couldn't have learned many things from it. You know, sometimes the reasons why you went through and it failed was not because of that project. There's a bigger project coming and you needed to go through, know the terrains, know how to do it and why
you know,
to
sometimes
do it.
it's not even about the bigger
It's not
project,
about
but the fact that
lessons.
life is a process.
Yes.
Now, it's a criminal act, but what happened was I had to get some documents to someone across the Lekki tour. I got there and I realized that I did not have any money on it. You know, and then I just, you know, that moment where you're like, how do I do it? It was a life and death situation. My colleague got to climb me and just holding me. I did what I had to do, like zoom, and and you know, I sat down. I said, you know, sometimes that's how life.
Coming.
I know.
She's back here.
But you know, sometimes that's how life happens to you. It's a zoom moment, and that zoom moment, whatever you do at that moment can take you where you're going.
Talking about Zoom moments, you know, many people always, you know, hammer on the fact that you have to be prepared when you want to do something. But sometimes in life, and it has been very true to me, you learn on the go.
Thank you.
You can't learn beforehand. You learn on the go.
Yeah.
You know, there's something someone's always saying. Fire first before you aim.
Yeah,
it's true. No matter, like some people are still waiting to, you know, get the arrow. But life has shown me many times in my life that just go for it first and then you learn in the process. You know, during my moment of, you know, introspections, I started realizing that I have grown, because before for me it was now or nothing, but I realized that, like you said, it's a process. You will not die. If it felt like, for me it used to be like, if this thing does not happen right now, no, my life is over. But it will never be over. Yeah, it will happen.
Never
and then
stop.
you stand up, you dust yourself and you say, you know what, yes, this thing didn't happen, but I survived it. And if I could have survived it, then I can survive any other thing that comes my way.
Yeah. Intentionally living is another big.
Yes.
When I look back, everything that I've intentionally done or intentionally driven at, they've come to fruition. There's something that's come out of it. Not necessarily what I planned to bring out, but something that I can touch.
Talking about intentional living, I made it a personal goal to make a to-do list for everything every day for myself. Because even if from brushing my teeth, I'm not joking.
You're
because
serious?
I realized that a couple of years ago, I just used to leave. I just felt like anytime, maybe I'll just go to. But I now realized that to-do list, even if it's the most mundane thing, you feel so accomplished when you look at the list at the end of the day.
by enjoying life that you'll discover that eventually everything is worth it. Because if you're just living and you're marking off your to-do list and you're hating your life and all that, and everything is happening and you're dreading the next day, and you're dreading the next day and all that.
Analyzing.
So what we have
Analyzing things. You know, one thing I was actually thinking too, Shay, is about the role of our loved ones in our lives. You know, throughout the year, there are also, you know, we might say that, you know, your inner self, what you want to do, process things from the inside is very important. But if the people around you whom you love don't give you that support that you need, you know, if the home is not lively, is not happy, if your spouse doesn't believe in your vision, you know, if it feels like things are going, you know, awry, then I think
aren't just there
exactly, you know, I think it also tells in the way you live your life, the way the year pans out.
But can I say
relationships?
something?
So relationships are very, very important and crucial to us as human beings. No matter what your life is like, relationships are actually very, very crucial and all that.
Yeah, but while they're crucial, one thing I learned this year is that I had to own my space. You know, while my relationships are crucial, you can't keep relying on people to be what you expect them to be.
But if you were married,
no, I mean, if I was married, are you kidding me? Sometimes the hours you spend talking about issues that you have with your husband, I mean, could be spent on doing other things.
You have to.
You understand?
Communication.
I know, communication.
The reason why I brought that up, because he said owning your space. Yes, I agree with that, but in what context?
If the context I was saying is, well, maybe what I was trying to say is that people will always let you down, and you shouldn't let that stop you.
Yes.
Determine to live your life. Determine to do whatever it is
set
your goals
and
work towards
what I'm
them.
saying too is, while you're setting your goals and working towards them, if the relationships that are key in your life, you know, if they're not aligned in you somehow, it also reflects. It also affects.
Of course, it does.
So, yes.
But don't let it get you down. Still.
Yes, we shouldn't let those things get us down, and we should remember we have to own our spaces. We have to enjoy life. We have to
intentionally.
We have to live intentionally. Thank you. We have to live intentionally. We have to live
and then lean on God, because not everything you plan for comes
to
pass.
Yeah. 2014 is not yet over.
It's not.
We are in the dying moments, and anything can still happen. And you should still look forward and anticipate that things will still happen, and you should own it. And you should know that 2015 is just around the corner, and you can prepare, you can pray, and you can do all that. But remember that. But remember that you have to live you have to live your life, and you have to own your space, and look forward to 2015, because there's so much for you, and there's so much ahead of you, and there's so much we're going to still talk about in 2015.
We have to go, Yemi.
Wait, 1 second.
We have to go, Yemi.
1 second. No, before you go, wait. Your attitude is very important.
Yes, we know.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Are you videoing me?
You find yourself on YouTube.
Yes.
Oh yes. Part 2.
Watch out for part 2 this space.
Yes.
Coming now.
Yes. No. It's not like this. It's not
laugh now.
Oh God. Okay.
No, watch out for part 1 and part 2 here.
What? Oh God. The only part I remember is marketed by Ivy Dong. Season 2. But let's go film. Thank you very much.
Somebody just laughing at our
So the point. Anyway, what we are trying to say is that this is the last show for the year. Check this space next year.
We're coming back. Better.
Ungozi, we need you back.
Ungozi, please come back. Come back as soon. Thank you very much. And look, please, can you return?
Please make sure.
Oliver, we're waiting. Yeah. But I know the agenda for next.
It was a pretty good show.
Yes. I'm just happy that another year is running out, and we're all together, and we're getting better. I mean, there's no point leaving if you're not getting better. So long as we're getting better, then whatever comes.
Yeah, I feel like a proud mama. Alright guys, yes, that's it on the show this year. Please join us same time next year, second week of January, and we have a full house. Guess what? We have a new person coming on board. You don't want to miss her. I know, that's anticipation. That's Expo. You see they're angry Expo, so check this space next year. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, go. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas! Happy New Year!